Earlier this year, following the Capitol riots on January 6th, a lot of major businesses here in the United States came out. They actually signed on to a pledge, said, "We're not giving any more money to the Republican Party." They supported an insurrection against our own government. We're done. Totally done. And it only took, I think, 2 months, actually a month and a half, if I remember correctly, for a lot of these corporations to go back on that pledge. They basically immediately resumed giving money to these Republicans. And then, of course, as time went on, more and more of these companies who swore off Republicans were giving them money. Well, now, according to a new report in Politico, you have even more corporations who are currently talking with Republican lobbyists and strategists about how they can help fund these Republicans before the 2022 midterms. Here's what happened. Last week, when Republicans got great showings in the off-year elections, immediately following that, the lobbyists, the strategists started getting on phone calls with these corporations, with CEOs, with shareholders, with boards of directors, talking about giving money to Republicans ahead of the 2022 midterms based on the positive showing that they had last Tuesday. And the corporations ate it up. They listened intently, and they understood, based on what the lobbyists, strategists, and everybody were telling them, there is a change coming. Money flows to the winning party in politics. And typically, the candidate who raises the most money is usually the victor. Now, I know there's a couple of exceptions to that, but that is pretty much the general rule. If you raise more money, you're far more likely to win. And now that these big corporations, that again, most of them had sworn off giving anything to Republicans, now that they see Republicans have a shot at really taking back the House, maybe even the Senate, they're back to wanting to open up the checkbooks. They want to start sending money. They want to make sure that if Republicans take over, that by God, they've got those Republicans on their side. Because nothing matters to these corporations other than money. They never actually cared that these Republicans supported an insurrection, that they attempted to decertify the results of the 2020 election. That didn't matter to them. They knew the public was pissed off at these people at the time, so they jumped on that, signed this pledge, and said, hey, we're right there with you. We're also shocked. This is crazy. We're all on the same side over here. And then as soon as they thought nobody was looking, they start giving money again. And of course, those stories come out, and some of the businesses say, well, yeah, we just kind of got to do what we got to do. But now they're dropping all the pretense. They see that the public is clearly not going to hold these Republicans responsible, so why should they? And that's really the bigger point here. The public has stopped caring. The public doesn't even seem to notice that just 10 months ago, we had a large mob of crazed Trump supporters storming the Capitol. The public has unfortunately moved on. They're not going to hold these individuals responsible. They're not going to punish them at the ballot box. So why should corporations hold back the money? And they're not. The money's going to start flowing. And once again, it's going to go to the Republicans. They're going to be all bought up by this corporate money. And that is dramatically going to increase their chances of a major victory next November. If you can't get enough Ring of Fire, we encourage everyone to subscribe to our channel for fresh video content 7 days a week. And for even more from me, you can follow me on all social media outlets, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram @Fair and Balanced.